What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? My apologies. I was supposed to come on live yesterday. There's a lot of construction going on behind me, so I know I probably won't be on long. I think they went on lunch break, and if they come back and they start doing all that banging again, obviously I'm not going to stay on for that. All right. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the Q&A. So I got a few questions that I've already answered in the comment section, but I'm gonna try to go ahead and answer them here as well for other people who may be curious about some of the questions that I got. Okay, so the most recent question that I got was from a guy who said that he is homeless, living in a van, he has a broken leg, and he has COVID, and he was trying to get help. What can he do? Okay, if you're a homeless veteran and you're looking for help right away, you should find your closest VA hospital or your closest VA clinic and try to talk to the social worker. Now, we've talked about a social worker before many times. The social worker is the best way to get you help right away. Now, if you have not signed up for VA healthcare, that is your opportunity to do it as well. You don't have to be a disabled veteran to sign up for healthcare Department of Veterans Affairs. Anyone can sign up. Anyone. Depending on your income, okay, you can still end up getting pretty much free health care at the VA, depending on your income. Sometimes people's incomes are pretty high and they end up having to pay a deductible, right? Or a copay. But if you're like indigent, you have no money, and you need care, you're a veteran, you do not have to be injured or have a service-connected disability to just sign up for health care at the VA. It works the same way if you're a veteran, you're homeless, you're about to become homeless, you can still go to the VA and get help. They have things like HUD-VASH, which is the VA Section 8, right? You got normal Section 8 from the government, the VA has their version, it's called HUD-VASH. You can still get help. So regardless, they're veterans, nothing ever happened to them in service, doesn't matter. They went in during the wartime period, they could get help, doesn't matter. You can still go apply and get help in the Department of Veterans Affairs. As a matter of fact, they can still apply and get the pension, right? You don't have to be service connected in order to get help at the VA. You don't have to be service connected in order to get a pension. Understand? Okay. Hopefully that part's clear. Okay, the second question that I got a question from someone who was looking at the caregiver program and thought that somehow that FMP would offer reimbursement for the caregiver program. Okay, I've spoken about this before. I even did a uh, live chat talking about the VA in Manila, what they do and what they don't cover. I think the thing of it is that people are still getting confused. Um, SMCS, I'm sorry, SMCL, which is for caregivers, that's part of the VA compensation side, and the caregiver program, which is the hospital side, they're still getting those confused. FMP is not a part of any of those. FMP only reimburse for what is service connected if you or some service you're using has paid for it. Okay? They're not all of a sudden going to change what they've been doing and add the caregiver program so you can get reimbursed. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And the reason why it's not going to happen is simple. The U.S. can't just come to another country and just do whatever they want in somebody else's backyard, okay? Because they do inspections. When people are on the caregiver program through the hospital, they don't just send you money, your caregiver money, and they never check on them. That's not how that works. Those people, when you sign up for the caregiver program, your caregiver goes through a program. They get training. Your backup, whoever your backup is, they get training. Okay? It's not a case where you just sign up, the VA says, okay, you're approved, here's the money we're going to give to this woman, and we're done with it. That's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. When you sign up, they're going to send them to classes, either online or in person. They're going to get training. okay, on what to do in case of emergency based upon your disability. All right? And they also offer them health care as well. They know sometimes they need a break, which is why you should have a secondary person who could take the primary person's spot so they can take a break sometimes to keep themselves mentally together because it becomes taxing on them as well. So as far as overseas, the U.S. has no right to just go into another country and just regulate what they're going to do with certain citizens. It doesn't work like that. Okay? Those things don't happen. You know, you got to have staff that's able to handle that. Most of you guys, just like myself, we're in developing countries. They're not set up to have that kind of thing. So as far as the caregiver program coming overseas, and listen to what I said, caregiver program. I didn't say aid and attendance, okay? That's totally different. Caregiver program is never going to come overseas. That's not going to happen. If you're already in a home in the U.S. and you're thinking you're going to transfer from that home in the U.S. to a country like this, and the U.S. is just going to pick up the tab and transfer it over here, not going to happen. Unless you got private insurance to pay for that. The U.S. government, as far as the VA is concerned, is never going to pay for that. That's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. While you're in the U.S. and you want to transfer to another state, to another facility, sure. You're in the U.S. Or you can do it in U.S. territory. If you want to leave where you are, in whatever facility you're in, and let's say you want to go to the Virgin Islands, or you want to go to Puerto Rico, or you want to go to Guam, they'll send you right there. That's U.S. territory. They still control it. But as far as you like coming to the DR, going to Colombia, or you're going to Brazil, or you're going to Canada, they're not going to do that. No. They're never going to do that. Not on the caregiver program. Not going to happen. No, not going to happen. Now, question. Facilities here in Colombia or facilities in the DR. Guys, you can hit Google, and Google is the best way, but I did a Google search here in Colombia for like homes, for like senior housing and homes. The price ranges vary greatly because it depends on the location and it depends on the type of care that you're trying to get. If you need 24-hour care around the clock, or you just, what do they call it? I forgot the actual word, but it's like you have someone, you're independent, but you're living in this home and you have someone who like helps you with, kind of like my situation where I have a caregiver, right? Like I can do certain things on my own, but there's certain things I'm just not allowed to do. My caregiver has to do it. That type of situation as well in nursing homes. So pricing is greatly dependent upon the location, right? And everything that's included with your care. So here you can find caregivers or facility as low as $1,000 a month for 24-hour service, but it ain't in the best area. Okay, you might be somewhere you may wake up in the morning, you may not have no clothes, shoes, or nothing. And then you got other areas, it's going to be similar in price to the U.S. because you're talking around the clock care from a nurse. And those range anywhere from $2,500 up to $4,000, depending on the location. So it's not like it's going to be that much cheaper than in the U.S. because you still have to get a nurse, a doctor, and you're going to have a nurse staying with you 24/7. You still got to pay for that. And a lot of those companies here, I'm finding out, either ran by Americans or Europeans. So you're going to pay a lot more than a local is. I'm on my iPad doing this, which is never good to look at questions. So I'm going to pull them up real quick to see what you guys are saying. But I think I answered the most recent ones right now. I'm pretty sure. I did have some about Colombia, and I'm going to get to that. But let me pull this up real quick to acknowledge everyone on here. So who we got? Todd, what's up? What's up, Barry? How you doing? Let's see. How can I qualify for SMC aid and attendance? How can you qualify? Do you need the help of another person in your daily life? Right? I mean, what is it? Why would you think you need a caregiver? That would be my question to anyone that asks, okay, how do I qualify for the caregiver program? Do you need someone to help you in your daily life with basic tasks of living? You need somebody to help you go to the restroom for 1 or 2. You need somebody to help you take a shower. You need somebody to help feed you. You need somebody to help get you dressed. Those are qualifications for aid and attendance. Okay? That's the qualification, right? I don't set the rules. These are just what the rules are. So this is the basic qualification for aid and attendance. So if that's not you, where you need somebody to help you in your daily life, then yeah, more than likely you're not going to qualify for it. Let's see. I have PTSD 100% permanent and total, 10% for skin condition, 10% for tendonitis, 60 for GERD, and 60 for IBS. Okay, irritable bowel syndrome. Got it. Okay. Does any of that prevent you from daily living? I got it. You're 100% for PTSD. Does that stop you from getting dressed in the morning? Does that stop you from going to the shower on your own, or going to the bathroom on your own? Does that stop you from eating a meal? Not cooking the meal, eating the meal. Because if all those things are your situation and none of this got recognized when they gave you that 100%, then something's wrong. Because I'm going to give you an example with my situation. When the doctors examined me and they said, okay, you're very limited in your movement. You got to have, because I have a driver and I have a caregiver. They're like, okay, your movements are very limited. You have to have help with this, this, and this, right? All that is noted in my medical records. So when it came time for me to apply for aid and attendance, all they did was have the doctor just confirm, and I had to go to a CMP exam, what was already in my medical record. That's how I ended up getting in the SMC category for aid and attendance. If you are 100% and you have all these disabilities, right? But your doctor is not saying that you need help in your daily life with basic activities of living, then that's an issue you're gonna have to overcome. Because if you're 100% PNT, the skin conditions, no, none of that matters. But the GERD and the 60% for irritable bowel syndrome, okay. If you have doctors that are saying, okay, you're gonna need help to go to the bathroom for IBS or GERD, or because of your 100% PTSD, okay, you need help with someone just getting you out of the bed in the morning and taking you to the shower, or helping you, get your clothes on, because you're not thinking clearly. You got one shoe on the wrong side, you got your shirt the wrong way, you don't brush your hair, you're not brushing your teeth, you can't remember to do any of those things, okay? Then that's totally different. But if your doctor is saying these things, right, and it's been in your medical record, but the VA maybe overlooked it, then yeah, you need to apply, but you need to attach all that information with it so that they know where to look for it. With the VA, man, it's like leading a horse to water. You know the water's there. The horse knows the water's there. The horse is thirsty. You got to take the horse to the water. You got to do that with the Department of Veterans Affairs. You basically got to show them everything and lay it out, because they're rarely going to look. What's up, man? How you doing? What do you know about SSDI hearings with a judge? I never went to a hearing. I only know about people who've gone to hearings. I never had to go to a hearing. But best of luck to you. All I know is that it's an actual federal judge that you're going to see. When you get to that point, normally you have a lawyer. So I have never dealt with a federal judge. I've only heard about people dealing with it, so I really can't offer you any information on that one. Maybe someone in the comment section has dealt with a lawyer going to see a federal judge, but I've never done that. What's up, Mike? Barry? Okay, yes. Okay, then you need to take that information from the doctor, put it all together, write a statement, and then apply for aid and attendance. And just know, they're going to contact your doctor. Now, first of all, let me say this. Me personally, what I did was I talked to my doctor and let my doctor know what I was getting ready to do, and made sure my doctor was on board, because I knew they were going to send her a form to fill out. That's the first thing I would do, because if your doctor doesn't feel like you need it, then you've got a real uphill fight, because that's the first place the VA is going to go, is to your doctor to have them fill out that form that says you need aid and attendance. If your doctor goes, I don't really think you need it, yeah, you're gonna have a fight on your hands. But if your doctor goes, yeah, I'll fill out that form because this is something that you need, then you'll be golden after that. They're probably gonna still send you to a CMT exam. Sergeant Barry, all right, got that one. Yeah, Mike probably just woke up. Okay, I got a couple of questions about the situation that Blank Slate mentioned about the guy from the States who killed a girl in Bogota who was a famous DJ in Bogota. Okay. Now, Blank Slate had mentioned that on Twitter, Colombian Twitter, they had all this guy info in there, which is true. It's gotten even worse. Okay, it started out, they had his name. They showed a picture of his passport, all his passport info, which is his current address, his passport number, which also has his social security number in there. Okay, they got his credit report online. All right, they got his physical address from Google Maps showing what it looks like, and they've got the longitude and the latitude of the location. All that is, again, there's no censorship here. None. So your life basically becomes an open book online. Now just think about this now. Let's say you're accused of something and you end up being completely innocent. All your info is still out there for the world to see. Because this is open. There's no censorship here now. People in America need to understand that part. And it works same way with your medical history. As I said in that video, if a doctor here decides they want to put all of your health information out for the public to see, they can legally do it in this country. And there's other countries similar. Because there is no HIPAA laws, none of that. Okay? Your info is just open to the public, whether you want it to be or not. You come to countries like this and you put your medical history out there, it's open for the world to see. My passport does not have my address or social security, dude. Your passport, okay. Okay, JM. I don't know why it is with JL. It's always something, bro. I don't know what your situation is or what it is with you, bro. But I'll put it to you like this. All right. Matter of fact, now I'm not gonna show mine because mine's gonna show up. I don't know how you got your passport or what your passport situation is, but the bottom row number that has your code, it has your passport number and part of your social security number on there. That's how they're able to get it. I don't know how you work things out with you in your head, right? And I don't know when you got your passport because the newer passports, I believe, from 2016 forward. Was it 2016? Let me see if I can pull up one real quick. See, man, it's I don't know what it is with JM, bro. Every time I get on, JM loves to come on and try to throw shade. He's one of them brothers, huh? It's all good, though, bro. It's all good. It's all good. See if I can pull this up real quick. I was going to show mine, but hell no. Okay, so this is an example of a passport. I don't know what passport you got, where you got a passport from, or how that works with you. But with a passport, it has your name, your state, your city, your phone number, not phone number, your date of birth, when you got it, when it expires, and at the bottom here, these row of numbers not only has your passport, but it also contains most of your social security number. I don't know how much attention you paid to that. I really don't, but it does. Okay? So they found out all his info from just his passport. And if you don't think people can do that, tell you what you do. Put your passport number in the comment section, JM. I guarantee you, I can show you a photo. I can show where you live, whatever address you put on here that you gave for your passport, I guarantee you I can get it. You don't believe me? Put your real passport number in the comment section. Since you don't think people can find your address, your phone number, and your photo, which they already got. But your info, like you said, dude, it doesn't contain it, put your passport number there. And if you don't think I can find nothing out about you, put it there. If I can find trolls with no name just from using Google's address, you don't think I can find out everything about you, your real name, and where you supposedly live in the U.S. or whatever address you put on there? Put it in the comment section. Because I'm tired of people always trying to question something that has been proven already online. He always want to come on and question everything. Somebody says something, he got a question, like it's wrong. Dude, I don't just throw shit out there. I don't just throw shit out there. I never said, if I said phone number, that's by an error. I didn't mean to say phone number. But JM, if you honestly think that that passport number doesn't lead directly to everything you ever put out there, put it in the comment section. What's up, Mr. Miles? How you doing? So anyway, in this country, there is no censorship. Anything that they find out about you, they put out in the public, it is open. All right? That's just open game. Now, as far as, because the hearing is going on right now as we speak. The guy's having his hearing right now. They just had his wife, or his ex-wife, I think she's his ex-wife. She was just on earlier, and I was watching it earlier today. So basically, she got on and basically told the court that this guy left his family in 2021, and he hasn't taken care of his kids since 2021. All right? So here's the situation as far as what the prosecutor is explaining has happened. The guy came to Colombia, met this girl, the DJ. They started dating. Now, he doesn't live in this country. He works in America. So he started sending her money every month. Okay. He got suspicious that she might be cheating. So he hired a private detective. The private detective basically showed him that she was seeing this other guy that she had been knowing for a long time. Okay. Obviously, he's upset now. He's sending this girl money. He's thinking that she's supposed to be doing what girls in America does. When you give a girl money, that's not how it works in this country. Okay? If you spend any time in Latin America, and you just sending somebody money thinking they just sitting at home waiting on you, you are sadly mistaken. That just does not happen. That's not how it works in these countries. So anyway, that's when he made this 3-day trip to come to Bogota to be with her. And he ended up doing what he did. He killed her, tried to leave, go to Panama. He was already caught. They already knew what the situation was. By the time he landed in Panama, they arrested him at the airport. That's basically how the story goes in a quick nutshell without getting into all the other details about it. And I'm sure if you're following the story, you'll hear more about it, all right? But that's basically it in a nutshell. He basically killed her because she was cheating on him with another guy. And what's crazy was the dude ended up sending this guy that killed her a photo saying, yeah, I'm playing with her. I'm like, damn. The whole thing is crazy, right? But the thing of it is, man, and I wanted to go into this because I put that post out there showing this man had a family. He got kids, small kids. He ain't even taking care of his kids, but he traveling overseas to be with this girl and sending this girl money and ain't even sending money to his kids. To me, that's insane. That is insane. You'd rather take care of this woman in another country than take care of your own kids? And that's the message that I got for a lot of you guys, man. When y'all see these guys online talking about get your passport, travel, how many of them are taking care of their own kids? Right? They telling y'all to do all these things. And more than half of them probably owe child support, running from child support right now. Get your passport, running from child support. Come on, man. Come on, man. Too old for that. Too old to be still doing dumb shit like that, bro. But hey, deadbeats are gonna be deadbeats. Hey, a lot of them guys ain't never going back to the States because they know they probably going to jail as soon as they step foot in the States for child support. It's reality. And it ain't just me saying that. There are channels online, bro. I don't know how they get these guys info, but they got these guys info, man. And one of them, I don't know if it's Business Mind or B Mind or whatever it's called. My man got this guy court records and show that he owes over $30,000 in child support while he's online telling people to get their passport to travel to meet somebody. I'm like, wow. It's crazy. It is crazy. But I did put out a short explaining to people, or let them guys hear from this one American that came here, went to Cartagena. Obviously, know why he came here to go to Cartagena. He ended up getting kidnapped by 5 guys in a car that tortured him, beat him up, made him give up all his passwords and everything. They got him from over 10,000 on a credit card and some other money. I don't know how much money it was total. He didn't say how much it was total. And dropped his ass off in the woods. Luckily, he can speak Spanish. He was able to get his way back eventually. But as I've said many times before, man, sex tourism is stupid. That's just my opinion. And I was part of that stupid ass crowd myself. That shit is stupid for that reason alone. You don't know what you're getting into when you come to these countries. That shit is just stupid. When y'all come to these countries, bro, and y'all participate in that shit, as I said, when you're around criminals, you should expect criminal activity. You should not be surprised. Because I'm certainly not. I hear about this shit all the time. There was a gringo 2 days ago that was here. Robbed his ass of everything. Motherfucker had to go to Bogota just to get his passport. He had nothing. I'm laughing because I think it's funny. All the news out there telling people, this is what happens, this is what this is, you come here, there's a good chance it will happen to you. And you still do it? I don't feel sorry for you. Not 1 hour, none. Wow, glad they caught. Yeah, man. I wish I could show you what he did to her, because that's all online as well. And that's what Blank Slayer got upset about. K Mac had sent him some pictures that he actually got from me of the girl and how she ended up in a suitcase. And I'm not going to show how that was because it's going to trigger some people. But yeah, that guy, man. And for what? Because the girl was cheating on. What did he think the girl was going to do? She was like what? 20 something, 20, I forgot how old she was in her 20s, like mid 20s. And he's like 35 years old. What do you thought that girl was going to do? Sit at home on her toes and just chill while he what? Talking to her on the phone? You ain't seen her in months? Don't work like that here. That don't work like that here. Those dudes need to get their priorities straight before they travel. They're never going to get it straight because of what they watch. Look, I ain't got nothing against what people do in their own privacy or whatever they are. You know, you want to go participate in whatever, that's your business, bro. I got nothing to do with it. You're a grown man. You want to go travel and try to do these things to rediscover life or whatever it is you call yourself doing, do you. All I'm telling y'all is this. Just this year alone, okay? And you can go look it up for yourself in any newspaper, just this year alone. There's been far more robberies in the last, month, and it ain't even been 2 months in the last month, in the last 2 months prior. And that has to do with also pricing here. Pricing here has gone way up from where it was. It is so much higher now for people, which is why there's so many robberies. I just put out a short from yesterday. In Baleen, they robbed 10 different restaurants at the same time. In Baleen. At the same time. Took every jewelry, whatever they had out there in those open restaurants, whatever they had while they were outside, they got it. Organized group. They got it and they gone. Right? They got stuff listed, man, for thefts, motorcycles. People now, when they park their cars outside, they got to put the cars on flat. They got to go, and I got a video. They literally got to take all the air out of their tires, right? Just so people don't steal their vehicle while they're asleep at night. That's how bad it is in some areas. But this is stuff you guys will never hear about because Colombia's not going to advertise that, dude. That's going to hurt tourism. Nobody wants to hear you can't leave something outside without them stealing it. But that is the truth. That's the truth of what's going on here, dude. Because it got me thinking, man, I'm so close to getting my residency. Some of the stuff that happens here, man, makes me think twice. Like, damn, dog. Do I still want to be here with some of the stuff that I hear and see? But The reality is, it's not everyone. It's not everyone who comes here and why they come here that are doing the same thing. It seems to be only certain groups of people and certain areas that they hang out in where these things happen the most. And I'm glad to say I'm not in none of those areas. I don't do anything. I don't frequent any of those areas, so I'm good. Okay, when it comes to GI Bill and getting a refund, I'm going to talk about that on Roll Call Saturday because I'm over my 30 minutes right now. On Roll Call Saturday, I'm going to pull up the VA's website and I'm going to walk through every step of how to get your 12, because there's a difference now. You have the Montgomery GI Bill and you have the 9/11 GI Bill, right? The Montgomery GI Bill had two different pay types. There was a $1,200 pay and there was a $600 pay. The $600 pay is non-refundable. The $1,200 pay is refundable for veterans who signed up after, I think it's June 30th. Don't quote me on that. I'll be sure on Saturday to get it right, but I know it was 1985. So if you signed up after June of 1985, right, and you paid for the $1,200 Montgomery, keywords, listen to what I'm saying now, Montgomery GI Bill, okay, you're going to have the opportunity to get that back. But if you signed up for the $600 Montgomery GI Bill, you do not get that back. That is not refundable. Okay? That is not refundable. $600 Montgomery GI Bill is not refundable. The $1,200 Montgomery GI Bill is refundable. Even if you use part of it, okay? Whatever is left over, you still have the opportunity to get that back. That's going to be on Saturday Roll Call video. I'm going to leave the show off, showing what's exactly on the VA's website, what number you can call to find out if you can get what's remaining back. Okay, so there's a number you can call. It's the education number, the same number that you use for the GI Bill, to find out if you spent it all, you didn't spend any of it, if you let a relative use it, how much did they use. This is something that you can get back from the VA. All right. There are some different parameters and rules, which is why I don't want to do it all right now, because I want to go through the whole list, and any questions somebody has, we can try to interpret or whatever it is, but especially calling that 800 number so you know exactly what it is that you're entitled to get back. All right? Okay. I'm going to go over 30 minutes because this is one last thing I want to talk about. I want to give a shout out to Mike for sending me this video from a lawyer that I believe he got the video from Barry. I want to shout out to Barry. You guys who are on TDIU, I need y'all to listen to me very carefully about this. If you are currently on TDIU, and I don't care if it's TDIU PNT, I would ask that if you can get to scheduler, meaning 100%, you try to get to scheduler. Okay? I don't know how much attention you guys pay to like other creators and other lawyers who are online who talk about the VA and Social Security. I know from my analytics, some of you guys watch like Hill and Ponton, I think it's called, and the Combat Craig and like a couple other people, right? Okay. Pretty soon, they're going to start talking about TDIU going away. I'm not saying it's going away tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going away next year. I'm not even saying it's going away in the next 5 years. But there are a couple bills in Congress right now that end TDIU at 67 years old, retirement age for Social Security. I kind of talked about this and touched on this, and I talked about the CBO, because that's one of the proposals that the CBO came up with, as well as taxing veterans benefits. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you all, this is coming. I don't know when they're going to implement it. I have no idea when they're going to actually start really talking about this and wrapping this up, but this is coming. Make no mistake, this is coming. They're trying to find ways to reduce the deficit. A couple of places that they've never touched before, they're going to touch, which is veterans' disability being taxed and churches that have never paid taxes. So I'm telling you guys, man, if you're on TDIU and you have, let's just say, for example, you're on TDIU, let's say for your left leg, and you're 70% overall. They gave you the other 30% on TDIU. Okay. And let's say you've had it now for 10 years, right? Well, if you got problems with your left leg, that means you've been favoring your right leg. So any issues you got with your right leg are secondary now to your left leg. Follow what I'm saying? So me personally, I would try to get my right leg service connected so I can get to 100% schedule. Because it is a hell of a drop to go from 100 to 70%. I don't know what 70% pays. I would guess 1700, 1800 a month versus 3700, 3800 a month. Okay? And there's not going to be any grandfathers. Those who think that because you're P&T and you're TDIU that you save. No, you're not. I suggest you get online and you read these bills. Because at retirement age, regardless of how long you've had it, and regardless if you're P&T, they're not going to grandfather you in. P&T status basically means that they're just not going to open your file again. And to be quite honest with you guys, there is no rule out there that says you're supposed to continue to receive TDIU after the age of 67. There is no rule out there. They've just been doing it. If Congress passes this bill, you best believe at 67, they're cutting it off. And whatever your rating was before you got TDIU is what they're going to go back and pay you at. That's it. Now, the other thing that's going to change is the ratings that they're paying. So the way the bill is written, they're going to start paying people who got 30% or higher. People who are 20% and 10%, that's supposed to go away. I'll repeat that again. If this bill passes, the way it is written, if you get into 20%, 10%, they're not going to pay you anymore. They're only going to start paying at 30% or higher. And again, with this same bill, they're talking about taxing your disability at least 30%. So do the math, right? 30%. Now, obviously, there are going to be deductions and different things out there to help lower whatever the tax will be. But make no mistake, this is coming. This is coming. Now, I know some people are going to try to like, oh, man, I ain't worried about it. Okay, that's usually how people's attitudes are until it actually happens, and now they're looking for help. Well, I'm just saying, if you're a TDIU out there, and you have the opportunity to get to 100% scheduler, meaning you're 100% on the number, this is something you don't have to worry about. But if you just want to ride it out and see and wait to see if it ever happens, it's going to happen sooner than you think. Okay? And when you hit 67 years old, that's it. Right? You're going to go from whatever you get now to whatever rating 60, 70, 80, 90% is. And even at 90%, I believe there's still a huge difference in pay. Matter of fact, let me pull it up so you guys can see what you'll be working with. Compensation rate, 2023. I believe there's a huge difference, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's a huge difference between 70 and, and shout out to MT. MT left me a message that she had 2 veterans. They got letters that saying they're going to be reduced. She didn't give any details as to why they were being reduced. But as I mentioned before, bro, that's coming. It's coming. I just want to show you guys what the difference is. Let's see, compensation rate, 30 to 60, so 70 to 100. All right, so alone. All right, so if you're single at 70%, you're getting Looks like 16 something. Hold up. So at 70%, you're getting 1663.06 at 70%. At 100%, you're getting 3621.95. So you'll lose a little less than $2,000. That's a hell of a drop. At 90%, you're going to lose a little less than 1,500. That's a hell of a difference. So I'm just saying, man, I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just making you aware of bills that are currently in Congress, of things that have been proposed by the CBO. That's going to happen. This is going to happen. I just don't know when, but it's going to happen. Let's see. Damn. I'm 90% scheduler. I need to get my other percent. Yeah, and it's tough. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it's going to be easy. It's not. The higher your number, the harder it is to get. If you at 90%, and it also depends on where you are at 90%, right? The actual number. Because you could be at 85, right? 10% don't do you no good. 10%, and so you get 10% and you at 90 and you're on 85, right? That's like 1 point. That does you no good. You need to know what your actual number is for 90. Are you 85, 88? Are you 90? Are you 92? Are you 93? Right? Those are things you guys need to know. What is your actual rating, your number? Not the percentage, the actual number. It's about $1,500. It's a little less than $1,500, man. You would go from 36, what I said it was? Yeah, it's a little less than 1,500 you would lose. 90% is 2172.39, and 100% is 3621.95. So yeah, it'll be a little less than $1,500 you would lose. About 258,000 vets receive 100% disability, and half are TDIU. But blank slate, that's why they're doing this. They're trying to manage that deficit. This is one of the ones they've never touched, which is VA disability. And like I said, with TDIU, there is no rule, and you guys can go to the 38 CFR. There is no particular rule that says you're supposed to receive it beyond retirement. Because if you think about what does it actually say it is, TDIU is for people who cannot work. It didn't say that this is your retirement. This is different than being scheduler 100%. When you schedule 100%, you can still go out and get a job. You are that's just your rating, 100%. Because that's what you are on the number. But with TDIU, it's based around work. It's not based around you just having that rating. You understand what I'm saying? I may not be explaining it quite right. Let me try to re-explain that again. TDIU, total disability due to individual unemployability. Basically meaning you cannot work because of your service-connected disability. But there is nothing that says beyond that, up to retirement age, the VA still has to pay you. That's why they want to put it in writing, because it's never been challenged. No one has ever challenged beyond 67 years old that you still should be receiving it. They get ready to do that now. If Congress passes this, doesn't matter what some lawyer tells you, anybody else tells you. If Congress passes this bill, when you hit 67, you're going to revert back to whatever your disability is. That's the way this bill is written. But if you're 100%, right, on the number, meaning scheduler, that's just what your rating is. You can go out and work. You can work a full-time job and be receiving 100%. That's just your condition dictates what you have. You guys understand that? Hopefully, I explained that a little bit better. But if half of 258,000 is on TDIU, that's why they're looking at getting something, trying to balance the budget. They're looking at this deficit and how they're going to bring that down. And they're also looking at Social Security. Because again, if they don't do something with Social Security in these next few years, by 2035, you're going to see a reduction in whatever you're receiving from Social Security. And they're going to try to do whatever they can now to fix that. And this is going to be part of it. That makes sense. unless someone had planned to continue working beyond retirement age, but they can't due to their condition. Got it. But I'm just saying, man, think about what it means to be TDIU. That's all I'm saying. Um, and that's why I'm emphasizing, bro, if you can find secondary conditions to your primary condition, not saying that you should commit fraud or go lie or do whatever. I'm saying legitimate issues where you can go from wherever you are, like he's at 90, and like I described, like with the leg. Because if you have a leg condition, let's say you had it for 10 years at least, there's no way, because you're favoring the other leg, there's no way you don't have secondary conditions to your other leg. If you suffer from like a heart condition or respiratory issues, there's no way it doesn't cause other issues, because as we get older, our body breaks down, right? And you may prematurely have other issues that were caused by your primary issue. And that's all I'm saying to look at, man. People who have um, problems with their feet and their ankles, there's no way you don't have problems with your lower back, with your hips, and your knees. They all work in unison, right? If your base is not right, the rest of you is not going to be right. And all I'm saying is, man, is you have to get creative. The VA, with some of you guys who got 100%, you got ratings you didn't even file for because the rater got creative, and that's how you ended up getting your 100%. Don't believe me? Go look at your award letter. Some of you guys filed for one thing, maybe two, and you ended up being 100% with things you never filed because they knew eventually you were going to get there anyway. So they got creative and gave you your rating. I'm telling y'all, man, think about what I'm saying, because some of you guys who put your claim in, you may have put a claim in for a bad back. Next thing you know, you got all these other ratings you never applied for. I can tell you for me personally, I didn't even know what sciatica was. I had never heard of sciatica. When I first got my rating, I didn't know what the hell sciatica was. I didn't even apply for it. I ended up getting it by doing a nerve conduction study. I ended up getting it on both sides of my leg, on both legs, and my lower back. So that's all I'm saying, man, is not to lie, not to cheat, but I know some of you guys got conditions that have caused other conditions, right? So use that, man, to get to the number, the 100%. And I know it's hard. I'm not going to tell you, as I just tried to explain earlier on the VA math, it is hard. Especially the higher you are, the harder it is, because there is a 10% gap. And when you're only getting 10% and 20% increases, that ain't really doing you a whole lot of good if your bottom line number you started with was 85, not 92 or 93. You starting at 85 and you're only getting 10% and 20%, you're going to have a hard road to go. That's just the truth. Those of you at 70%, it really depends on where you are on the 70%. You could be as low as 65 or 68 or 70, and it goes all the way up to 74. You know, they do this math, man, to make it difficult. That's the whole system that they came up with, is to make it difficult. So if you're 100% on the number, you're well above 95%, dude. I mean, all my disabilities, and I told this before, with all my disabilities, I'm 100% just on my left leg alone. With one leg, I'm 100%. That's not counting all the other stuff I got, right? And some of you all are in the same boat. Now, do you guys have any other questions before I get off, man? I'll try to answer and help what I can with what I know. But again, I don't know everything, but I would advise you guys, man, to look up reducing veterans benefits, or go to Google or Sapphire or Bing or any of the other ones that you guys look at, and look up congressional bills to reduce VA benefits. It's all over the internet, man. There's a few of these guys, these other creators, who are starting to talk about this. Because there's some that are titled, "The government is looking to take away your VA benefits." Go to YouTube, go to whatever search engine and look it up. I'm telling you guys, man, this is coming. This is going to be a reality. We're going to end up paying taxes on our VA disability. And for those of you who are like getting your tax exempt, like Blake Slade was just getting his tax exempt for his retirement, well, guess what that's going to do? That's going to go away. All this stuff, all these retirements, if they going to tax disability, well, you know they're going to tax retirement. So all this right now that's tax free, it ain't gonna be tax free. Not anymore. Attention on deck at ease. This is why it's important to keep going to the VA. Go to your appointments. If you're not going to the VA, then you are well on the way. Then you are well the way to field. Huh? You are well the way. I'm trying to interpret what you said there. Um, what's the best way to invest disability pay? I know usually Ralph say that you can't do it because it is not considered income. To invest in disability pay, dude, I still pay. It's not really a traditional 401k, but I pay into a 401k, something similar to a 401k with Navy Federal. I still pay into it every month until I reach 55, and then I'm cashing it out. I've been doing that since I was 32. And my 401k, I'm just letting it ride. I haven't done anything with that, right? When I hit 55, dude, I got at least two more different streams coming in at that point. But I started that process a long time ago, man. Um, best way to invest in disability pay, I don't know what to tell you on that one, to be quite honest with you, bro. I don't. You know, if someone here has a better idea to help Todd with that, I don't know. All I know is, man, is that at an early age, I started investing, and I started looking at, okay, what number of I'm going to be comfortable living on compared to what I'm making now. And I started putting money away, and I started investing, and then I started putting money in a 401k because I had my own company, so I just did that because I didn't know what the future was going to bring. And then I started putting money into Navy Federal's version of like a 401k. It's a contribution fund that I pay into every month with them as well. Um, and I have to pay taxes on that. But I'm not sure, man, when it comes to investing in disability. Let's see, do you think they will start charging money to disabled vets to get treatment? No, 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 no. I don't see that happening. No, no, I don't see that happening. Uh, they feel you are well if you're not going to your appointment. What I was saying. Yeah, yeah, I've said that, Mr. Wayne, a few times. Because you got to think about it, man. You think about what all it took for you to get your rating. How many doctor's appointments you went to, how many CMP exams you went to, MRIs, CAT scans, X-rays. You do all of that, right? You get your 100%, they never hear from you. They never hear from you. You don't order medication. You don't see a psychiatrist. You're doing nothing. But yet, you had all these problems. How does that make sense? Same way Social Security does. It's like you did all this to get Social Security, and all of a sudden, you never went back to a doctor. After the judge said the judge, okay, we grant you Social Security. Next thing you know, okay, we got to continue disability review. Where's your medical record? Oh, here's my medical. No, no, no. That's the old stuff. This is when you got it. You want to see from when you got it to where you are now. A lot of people ain't got nothing to show for it. That's why they lose it. VA is gonna be the same way. Um, I'm telling y'all, man, this year, I already told you that they investigate more people for fraud. That's why they put out all that money for Social Security and for the IRS. And they're gonna start coming after people, legitimately coming after people. As far as here with me, and I go to the HCA, and I've been going to see another doctor through the health insurance I got here. I keep my stuff on the file. I keep it on the file, and when it comes time for me to do something, like I had to prove my clothing allowance, that I still use my braces for my clothing allowance. I had all that stuff prepared. I uploaded it when they needed it. They asked me for information, and you can send it to that Janesville, where is it? Madison, Wisconsin, I think is where it is, where you can upload info to put in your file, or next time you go to the state, I'll take my disc and I have them uploaded. Whether I'm going to the one in Florida, or I'm going to the one in Phoenix, or the one in California, I have them uploaded. You have to be, especially when you're overseas, you got to be your own healthcare provider. You got to keep track of all of that, all of it, all of it. Same with Social Security. They want to see it, I uploaded it to them. What do you want to know? You want to talk to the doctors? This is how you get a hold of them. you have to be the one to take care of all that. But if you're in the States, there really ain't no excuse. You're in the States, you're 100%, there ain't no excuse for you not going to the doctor, for not seeing a psychiatrist. There's no excuse. If you end up getting a reduction to like, because he was saying these guys are going to go from 100 to 70, and I heard about a guy that went from 100 to 30. You got nobody to blame but yourself, especially if you're truly disabled. There are a lot of people out there saying they're disabled, and their activities and what they're doing don't match their disability. Let's just keep it a buck. If you got back and leg problems, you got all these issues, and they said, okay, you're so limited, you can't do any of these things, but yet your activities show you all over the place through social media, you're doing all kinds of stuff, and they see it on social media, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. Don't be surprised, guys. When y'all see me out, and I'm out doing things, right? I'm never alone. Who do you all see in those videos? There's always somebody with me in those videos. When I go to appointments, someone drives me to my appointment. They stay with me the entire time. They go in on my appointment. I have a caregiver. I'm telling y'all, man, your activities needs to match what you say. If they don't match, something's wrong. Something's wrong. It's just the truth. Something's wrong. You cannot be as disabled as you say if you're out doing the exact opposite of what you told these people you could not do. That's just fact. All right, man, I'm about to hit an hour. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching. Any other comments you guys have, man, please leave them below. Any other questions, man, about the GI Bill? Have your questions ready on Saturday. We run through that whole thing about getting a refund on your Montgomery GI Bill that you paid $1,200 into, not $600. If someone comes with a question about $600 Montgomery GI Bill, I'm telling you right now, that is not refundable. According to the website, you do not get that back. But the $1,200 Montgomery GI Bill, if you've never used it, or if you used part of it, or if you gave it to someone else and they used part of it, you still have the opportunity to get the remainder back. As long as you signed up after June of 1985. Okay? And we're going to go more over that on Saturday. All right, guys. That's it. I'm out.